21 years after the Passion of the Christ, a film many believed could never be replicated. Mel Gibson has returned, not simply to continue the story, but to rewrite the way we see it. His new project, The Resurrection of the Christ, is no longer just a sequel. It is a spiritual event, a journey through heaven, hell, and realms Scripture only hints at in a few brief lines. Amid rumors, controversial changes, and bold creative risks, one announcement shook all of Hollywood. Jim Caviezel would not return as Jesus. Why? What truly happened? And what do these unexpected changes reveal about Gibson's deeper intentions for the resurrection story? Based on the original material, the following sections reconstruct the full picture: Gibson's renewed vision, the reasons behind the changes, and the profound message he seeks to share with the world. Mel Gibson returning after 21 years of silence. From film to global shockwave. In 2004, The Passion of the Christ was not just a movie. It was a phenomenon, a global wave of faith controversy, artistry, and sacred suffering. Gibson was celebrated and condemned in equal measure. But after its success, he told his team, "I cannot make the resurrection until I am mature enough to understand it." It took him 21 years. 21 years of battles, scandals, reflection, and a faith reforged through hardship. When he returned, it was no longer a film, but a pilgrimage. In 2025, when Gibson officially announced The Resurrection, he refused to call it Part 2. He described it as a journey beyond time and space. Words that could only come from a man who has lived through pain, redemption, and his own rebirth. When film becomes ritual, 40 days between two parts, two sacred milestones. Hollywood was stunned when Gibson revealed the release schedule: Part 1, March 26, 2027. Good Friday, Part 2, May 6, 2027, Ascension Day. The gap between them. Exactly 40 days, the precise biblical time frame between the resurrection and the ascension. This was not marketing. This was cinematic theology. Gibson wanted audiences to live through those 40 days as the disciples once did. Part 1. The Silence of the Tomb. Gibson crafted Part 1 to be slow, quiet, shadowed by grief, heavy with the sorrow of Mary and Mary Magdalene. Part 2. The Explosion of Light. Part 2 bursts open with the road to Emmaus. The appearances, Thomas's doubt, the Sea of Galilee. The Ascension. By dividing the story, Gibson created a cinematic Paschal season. New visions, hell. The Kingdom and Light. Gibson is no longer telling a story, he is revealing. In the original content, he describes the script as an acid trip into other realms. A shocking phrase, but what he truly meant was reality bending, metaphysics entering matter, the unseen becoming visible. Not fantasy, but Gibson's interpretation of Hades, Sheol, and the realms of spirits. The descent into hell. The heart of the film, The Creed, proclaims Theon. He descended into hell. Most films ignore this. Gibson does the opposite. He makes it the centerpiece, the spirit entering darkness, light tearing through the abyss, Adam and the patriarchs rising, the dead standing before the glory. And when light transforms matter, Gibson wanted viewers to feel stones cracking, earth trembling, indescribable radiance, life beginning with a first breath in the dark. He insisted on using real light, real smoke, real dust, merging physical truth with spiritual truth. The shocking decision: Jim Caviezel will not return. The surface reason, but not the full truth. From the original file, Gibson explained, the resurrection happens 3 days after the crucifixion. Caviezel is now 57 years old. De-aging technology would be too expensive. But this is not the most important reason. The theological reason: the risen Christ does not look like himself. In Scripture, Mary Magdalene did not recognize him. The disciples on the road did not recognize him. The apostles were astonished when he appeared. In the file, members of the crew said, "The new face serves the mystery. The risen Christ no longer bears the old form. So Gibson chose a new actor to reflect the transfigured divinity. New faces to make the story holy again. Yako Ojanen as the new Jesus. Young, serene, luminous. Mariela Garriga as Mary Magdalene. Eyes carrying grief and hope. Kasia Smutniak as Mary Strong, quiet, dignified. A crew member explained he wanted faces history has never seen to make the story feel new again. A visual and spiritual explosion from Loretto to Hades. Real locations instead of CGI. Filming took place in Cinecittà, Matera, Gravina di Puglia. Natural stone formations, no digital backdrops. Because the resurrection must be built on real stone. 3-layer color palette, Sheol ash, charcoal muted gray. Resurrection, morning amber and gold. Ascension, pale white light, almost translucent. Sound silence stronger than music. Gibson used breathing, wind resonating through stone, birds. At the first sunrise, footsteps on soft earth. Music appears only when light opens. Gibson's spiritual vision. Resurrection is not an event, but an ecosystem.
We often view resurrection.
In the original content, Gibson emphasizes, resurrection is not an event, it's an ecosystem. Meaning it continues, it expands, it seeps through time, it transforms people from within. He wants viewers to ask themselves, what part of me is still in the tomb? What door needs to be rolled open? Would I recognize Christ if he came to me in a new form? This film does not just tell Christ's story, but our own. When audiences walk out, Gibson does not want them to say, great movie. He wants them to be silent. Silent like the stone before the tomb. Silent like the first second of new life. Because the resurrection of the Christ is not a film to watch. It is a film to become. In your opinion, which of Mel Gibson's controversial changes, recasting Jesus or reinventing the storytelling, is the most meaningful way to portray the mystery of the resurrection? And why? Share your thoughts. I would love to hear your perspective.